Greetings everybody, medicropper here. This will be the final video for my 8,000 watt Romulan flower room. Just want to talk a little bit about the grow. 80 days ago today, I planted the clones into the pots that they were going to flower in. I vegged them for 10 days. I immediately flipped the lights to 1212, flowered for 56 days, and then had 2 weeks to dry and cure. It did take about 11 days for them to dry because I did do the cave drying technique, or dungeon drying, whatever you want to call it, where I hang the plants in a pitch black room that maintains a 50-degree temperature and 50% humidity with no air movement. That allows the chlorophyll to break down in the plants before the plants dry out. It's a very long dry process. It takes about 10 to 14 days to dry that way. Typically my plants take around 7 to 8 days to dry, but in this case it took longer. It's supposed to help with the flavor and the quality of the smoke. I don't know if I will do that again. I don't know if I can tell much of a difference. The buds are no different than, just appearance-wise, they're no different than when I dry regularly, so it might have been a little bit of a waste of time. But I'll get some more feedback and determine whether or not the flavor is actually a lot better with this drying technique. So, the only really speed bump I had in the whole grow is when my AC unit, or one of my AC units, shut down due to the breaker popping, and the heat climbed. This is in week 3, I believe. The heat climbed, and because of that I got some nutrient burn. But it was just a mild nutrient burn on the plants, nothing too bad, but besides that the grow went flawlessly. Also, I did a 10-day veg cycle, which is rather short, and I'll probably not do that again. I was kind of rushing the plants to flip into flower. I basically transplanted the clones, went to the East Coast for 10 days, got back here and immediately flipped the lights. Some of the plants weren't quite ready to start flowering, but I did anyway. It would have been better if I vegged them for at least 4 more days, for at least 2 weeks. But it is what it is, and the grow still went great. This was a legal medical marijuana collective grow defined by Washington State medical marijuana laws. My final harvest weight was right at the legal limit for a collective garden, which is 4.5 pounds or 72 ounces. So I'm very glad that I did not go over the legal limit. If I would have gone over, I would have immediately thrown away anything extra that I had. But in this case, we are right at the legal limit, so it is optimum efficiency, you can say. Just to give you a pan out of some of the buds, I have given some out to a couple of the patients in the collective garden already because they were really in a hurry to get some medicine. The rest of these I have out just for a couple hours. I'll put them back in the jars. I'm just basically burping the jars, letting the buds breathe because they're still curing. In the back there you can see this jar right here. That's the Jack Herrera, or what's left of the Jack Herrera. There were 2 Jack Herrera plants in this grow. I'll show you that in a minute. Then next to it I have a 1/4 pound of the Romulan. It's just already in a baggie. And then next to that I have 4 little baggies, each containing 1 ounce of Romulan. So I have a little bit of it packaged up. That stuff was already done curing. The rest of this still needs a few more days. This was some of the first stuff that I cut down off the stems. That's why it's like that. So I've already given out quite a bit of this. This is what's left. I really wanted to make this video before I got rid of all of it, just so you can see some of the buds. But, like I said, it's not quite done curing. My option was either to shoot the video now, even though it's not quite done curing, or, wait until it's done curing, at which point I'm not going to have much left. So I wanted to just go ahead and do it now, rush it a little bit. But the quality here is very good. Just have a look at some of the buds. Really crystal packed strain, smells delicious. All the patients are going to be really happy with it, I'm sure. Let's have a look at the Jack Carrere back there. Let's give you guys just a quick look at one of these buds. It's right on par with the Romulan as far as quality goes. This phenotype from Greenhouse Seed Company is leaning more on the Shiva skunk side. It's very skunky in smell. Great crystal production. Also a really good strain. I give tons of clones out of this strain because it's so good and it's easy to grow and people really like it. So yeah, that's the Jack Carrere. Anyway, I guess we can just cut the video here. We're already over 6 minutes, so it doesn't need to be that long. But yeah, just a lot of awesome Romulan, and it will all be gone very fast, I'm sure. Alright guys, if you have any questions or comments, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you in my next grow. Alright, peace.